My friends. Well, all right. Good day today. So, overall, in my opinion, today went about as good as it possibly could have with the way futures were looking leading into the day. Last night, when I made my video, futures were like minus 700. Even this morning, I don't always stay up until pre-market for AMC, but it was like, okay, I gotta know what this is gonna look like, and it opened at like 1450, something like that. And so I thought for sure, unless what I talked about also too last night, if we had a dramatic recovery. So my most bullish case in my video last night was exactly what happened. We opened way low, but then we're able to push up pretty much all day. When we first opened this morning, I was a little nervous about the fact that were we just going to push up until we filled that gap and then we were going to kind of nosedive back the rest of the day. But man, overall, it just, and both AMC and GameStop were running green. I took multiple screenshots where, especially AMC was the first one really turning green, and then GameStop, but they were definitely running inverse of SPY for quite a bit of today. And then, of course, obviously the entire market rallied right there towards the end of the day. So, overall, just the reality is man, we just couldn't have asked for too much of a better day. And that's awesome. So, wanted to jump in here and make a quick video of kind of what I think I'm seeing going forward. I'm going to try to do a little bit better on my video planning notes. I always say, I never try to plan any of these things out, and that's going to be true. But I'm going to try to do better because I always wind up going, dang it, I wish I said that, or dang it, I forgot about doing this or covering that. So I'm going to try to do a better job of sort of making out a list as far as what I want to cover each day, things that I see throughout the day going, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, that's it. So anyway, I'm going to try to do better for you, my friends, because I think no matter how good you feel like you're doing, the goal should always be to be a better version of yourself. So falling wedge pretty much looks the same. If you'll notice, this line that I started my videos out with going into this week, where I said we were kind of hanging out on the air pocket. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Hanging out on this air pocket right here, you can see it provided pretty much a perfect rejection right here. Towards the end of the day, we pulled back just a little bit. But obviously, we have a big, about as big time bullish engulfing candle as it gets. I wish the volume would have been a little bit higher. I think we had, what was it? It was like 54 million in volume. But last time we had a real nice bullish engulfing candle, we had 51 million, and that was the one right here. And obviously we saw the result of next day's candle. So no guarantee this one's going to follow through like the one that we had, what day was that? On February the 8th. But obviously very encouraging thing to see, having a massive bullish engulfing candle like that. I haven't checked on futures at all. Right, that's probably not wise. So looks like down just a tiny bit right now, pretty much where can flip it. But the reality is we had minus 700 futures yesterday. So just like I always say with pre-market or after hours, unless big time news is accompanied with it, virtually always take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt, because there's just not a ton of volume that's going to be going with that. So if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, Colin_Gladman. That's where we're going to be tweeting out stuff throughout the day. I said we, it's just me. But I'm going to be tweeting out stuff throughout the day. So that's the easiest way to not only ask me questions if you're curious about something, but also to kind of get the most up to date of what's going on. So, and as always, guys, the deal. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm here for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a guy that loves AMC and GameStop and wants to see a better, more free market, if you will. So, back to the video. And if it's helpful, like and subscribe, tell your buddies, you know the deal. All right, so back on the chart. So last time we had a bullish engulfing candle. The next day was a very nice day, 15% move. So once again, doesn't mean that's got to be what's going to happen tomorrow, but I would like to see a nice continuation of this bullish engulfing candle like we had over here. Now, obviously, it's Friday. Max Payne's going to be way more involved, things of that nature. So I didn't check Max Payne. I think I saw somebody say that it was 1750. So let me just double check that real quick. Man, it would be nice if this was easier to do. Looks like that's what it is, though. 1750. Yep, 1750. So a little bit of pinning, for tomorrow, Max Payne, depending on what, news is going on with Russia, Ukraine, everything like that. That's definitely possible. But no matter what, once again, as far as I'm concerned, you just couldn't be happier with what happened today based off of what it looked like it was going to happen. So inside the falling wedge, my most bullish case would be pushing back up towards the top of that. If we started closing tomorrow outside the top of this wedge, I think it would be tough to get over 1850. 1850's provided a lot of resistance in the past for a Friday, but at the end of the day, my friends, you know the deal. With volume, all things are possible. So that would be most bullish case scenario, would be getting out of the falling wedge that once again is going to be started from up here where we started tumbling on November the 16th. And that is going to be, like I said, right at that 1850. Big time bullish would be starting to recapture 20, because there were some calls that could go in the money at that point, provide a little bit of gamma, not a ton, but just a little bit, heading into next week with earnings on Tuesday of next week with the Batman coming. I mean, it's just, once again, I'm biased, but you guys know me. I will call out bad things. If today's news and market didn't push us way below our support levels, I'm feeling more and more confident. Like I said, way back here, I think a long time from now, we're all going to be like, dang, we really should have just bought as much as we possibly could right here. Also, too, not only is it a bullish engulfing candle, but I mean, it's just about as bullish as a candle can be, where there's just almost no wick. And, I got a bunch of cynical people being like, that was the entire market, bro. And I agree, the entire market rallied, quite a bit today. But like I said, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just going with the facts that are right here. So chill, bruh. Let me pull up the SPY chart real quick. I kind of want to see what that looked like. I haven't looked at this overall. So, sorry. So, I mean, overall, it wasn't the entire market, bro. Dude, antivirus stuff, go away. Sorry. So, this candle right here, it's a nice rebound, nice volume, and this is what you want to see. I made a case in the video that we could come down here to 400. I think it got all the way down to 410. So, if we start to push down tomorrow, next week still could be a possibility at 400. But overall, today was very good. Of course, once again, if news or things, push the situation further away, then that's not going to be good. But other than that, so yes, that's why good thing I looked at my phone. So we today also too. Okay, so we didn't quite, but we're getting really close. You can see where the 20-day EMA, it was at 1789 today. So I'd like to see us, recover that tomorrow. My least bullish case would be, trading relatively flat, maybe a tiny bit of downside. But I think we'll see. I think it's more likely we see a continuation to the upside tomorrow rather than a downside. I do think if we see downside tomorrow, I think it would be, very minimal. So, but other than that, it's pretty much everything I really wanted to go over. Let's check out our indicators. Once again, looking at the Bollinger Bands. Let me clean this up a little bit. So Bollinger Bands are giving you an idea of when volatile times or volatility is going to show up in the stock. You can see before our June run, it got pretty tight. We're not super tight right now, but it is narrowing. And so we want to see it narrow on lower volume before we potentially could see big moves, which is obviously exciting with earnings coming up. As far as the MACD is concerned, so once again, to be bullish on the stock, we want the blue line over our orange line down here. Today was a nice, it was starting to come down a little bit, starting to lose some momentum. Today was a nice little uptick. So obviously we want to see, hopefully that continue on the RSI, relative strength index. So we're still very neutral. Plenty of room to run if the RSI keeps pushing up. And then OBV. Yep, nice little uptick again today. So once again, what I'm looking for in the OBV is just essentially this right here. It's not massive, okay, but we definitely have an uptrend in OBV while we've had a massive push down in price. So I really, honestly, the thing I liked seeing the most today was the way GameStop and AMC were holding up very strong. I mean, I was looking at like the Dow was like minus 600-700 points, and AMC, was turning green. So seeing some separation of the overall market is a very good thing as far as potential runs are concerned. But so overall tomorrow, let's sum it up here real quick. Overall tomorrow, I think we see a bullish continuation. I don't think it'll be massive. A perfect world would definitely be closing over 20. That would just be freaking awesome if we closed over 20. As far as I'm concerned, if we had a true nice, if we closed over 20 and we had some volume, in the at least 80 to 100 million range, I would feel really good about that Monday we are going to continue moving on up. But bearish wise, I would be looking at definitely, probably that 1750 area holding. Once again, as always, the number one place to go and look for retracement is going to be those Fibonacci's. Also too, guys, when you do your fibs, if you look at your chart in log scale, okay, which is the way I do it, make sure your Fibonacci's are also set in log scale. You can do it either way. I think they're valid either way. I just prefer to do it where the fibs are in log scale. And once again, there's always one moment of every video that I'm just like, oh, TA don't work video. But you can see right here, we pretty much got rejected off the 382. So recapturing the 382, if not, downside wise, I'll be looking at 1678, and then of course all the way down to, roughly $16 for bouncing off the 618 and then the golden pocket area. I really don't see that happening tomorrow, but I really didn't see today happening today either, as far as how far we pushed up. Pretty much my most bullish case for today was the what happened, but I thought we might push up to about the 16 area. So getting up as high as we did was just super awesome. So downside wise, I think we see, I think it's unlikely, and I think we'll see slight downside unless something crazy news overnight happens. Of course, right now we all know what the market is looking like when it comes to news from Russia and Ukraine. So that's pretty much everything. I think we'll push up. I'd love to see 1850 at a minimal. It might trade flat. Yes, I know about Max Payne. Got it. You don't have to tell me. So I'd love to see somewhere around 1850. Super awesome would be over 20 with some volume. Super like, dang, that's dumb. Would be, 1650 to 17. It's just a slight retrace heading into next week. So that's all I got for you, my friends. Be happy about today. Lord knows I am. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all be good. Be kind.